Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel Cracking Dentistry. So now we are dealing with the dental material series. So in the previous week we discussed all about the rigid impression materials that are of significance for both the NEET based exam oriented questions as well as for your exams for BDS. So today we are going to move on with elastic impression materials. The first one is hydrocolloid impression materials. Now a hydrocolloid is simply gelatin particles that are suspended in water. That is, in such a material the dispersion medium is water, and that is why it is called as a hydrocolloid. Now the size of the particles in a hydrocolloid will vary from somewhere around 1 to 200 nanometer. It is present in two forms. It can either be a sol, which is a viscous liquid, or it can be a gel, which is more like a elastic or a more viscous material in comparison to the sol type. Now, what are the different types of hydrocolloids that are used for taking an impression? So, first one can be reversible, which is agar material. So, here the setting reaction or the gelation takes place by change in temperature. That is, at a high temperature the material is going to convert from a sol form to a gel form, and when again this temperature decreases, or that the material is going to start to gelate, or it will start converting into a sol form from the gel form. In irreversible hydrocolloid, that is in case of alginate, the setting reaction is going to take place by means of a chemical reaction. That is, covalent bond formation is going to happen, so the process is not reversible. So first, for today's video, let's talk about agar, and we'll see alginate in the next video. So agar is first described by Alphys Fowler in 1925, and it was introduced in dentistry as Dentacol in the year 1928. So now this is the first successful elastic impression material that was introduced into dentistry. So it is an organic material which is hydrophilic in nature, which is a sulfuric ester of a linear polymer of galactose. It is actually derived from seaweed, which is just a type of an algae, mainly of the Gelidium and the Gracilaria family. Now the advantages of this material is that it is highly excellent and produces accurate impression, but this is a highly technique sensitive material, and disinfection again is a big problem for this particular material. So because of that, it is greatly replaced by its irreversible counterpart, which is alginate, or the more favored material nowadays, which is the elastomeric impression materials. So it is classified into three types based on its consistency. So the type 1 is high consistency, which is tray material, so it is more viscous, so it has to be used only as a tray material. Then the type 2 is of medium consistency, so it is like an intermediate between the other two consistency and can be used either as a tray material or as a syringe material. The final type or type 3 is of low consistency, so it can only be used as a syringe material as it has more flow, it is less viscous. So what all other uses? So it can be used in cast duplication. It can be used for taking full mouth impression when severe undercuts are not present. So it can be used for taking FPD impression. So a prepared tooth can be taken, like an impression of a prepared tooth can be taken with high accuracy using agar material, and it can also be used as a temporary tissue conditioner material for a denture. So what is it made up of? So it contains agar, so it contains borate. Now the problem with borate is that, which you will understand when we talk about gypsum material, so it improves the structure of this particular material, but again it is a gypsum retarder, that is, it reduces or it increases the setting time for a gypsum. So if such a material is present in excess amount, the gypsum metal that is poured, it will take longer to set. So to counteract this, potassium sulfate is added, which will counteract the effect of borate and will ensure the setting of agar also. So it has two functions. Then hard wax acts as a filler. Again, like I already described, we already discussed, filler is a material which decreases the plastic nature and increases strength of the material. So other fillers that can be used are diatomaceous earth, silica or rubber. Now thixotrophic material is more like a plasticizer, which we know. It's a material which is going to increase the plasticity or elastic nature of the material. So commonly used are glycerin and thymol. So thymol is going to give us an additional added benefit of being a bactericide, like antibacterial agent or an antifungal agent. Now alkyl benzoate is going to be preservative, since agar is like stored in bulk. We tend to store it in bulk because it is a good shelf life. So this alkyl benzoate will ensure that it doesn't go bad. Then for comfort and acceptance, there will be coloring and flavoring agents added, and the water, whatever amount is present, it's going to be the dispersion medium present in agar. So gelation, it's nothing but the process by which salt can be converted to gel or vice versa. So it is a physical process for agar, making it a reversible material. So what exactly happens in the setting process? So first, the agar, which is present in the salt form, it is like when you add hot water to it, when you cool it, that is when the liquid form which you're taking and keeping in the impression tray, when it cools down in contact with the mouth, there will be some dispersed phase groups that are formed in it. These can be either in the form of fibrils or micelles. Now these will branch and intermesh to form a brush heap structure. Now these fibrils will form weak covalent bonds which will start to aggregate, like these will start to aggregate together. Now when this forms the salt. Now when again I am adding a hot water to this salt is going to get converted into a liquid. So it can form a salt, or on exposure to hot temperature it can again form a gel. So it's a reversible process. So how are you going to manipulate it? See, agar is one of the materials which is going to require a lot of complicated equipments. So the armamentarium itself, you need a proper chamber for this. Then like a conditioner system is needed, like you need the heavy body, that is you will need the tray material, syringe material, then you need special trays like which are rimmed with a water cooler, like you have to allow cool water to pass through it so that it doesn't burn your mouth and it sets fast in the mouth. All those things are actually needed with agar. So this conditioner actually has a boiling section, then it has a storage section and a tempering section. Each of these sections have different temperature and will help in the processing conversion from the salt to gel as well as from gel to salt. So how are you going to do this process? So first is the boiling or liquefaction section, where the liquefaction is going to happen. Then there is a storage unit where it is going to be stored for a long time. Then you have a tempering section wherein again the temperature is brought down to a comfortable temperature so that the mouth doesn't burn when you keep it inside. So first the material is taken and then it is kept in the liquefaction chamber where there is boiling water present at about 100 degrees Celsius. You keep it there for around 8 to 12 minutes or 10 minutes to be exact. The gel is going to liquefy. Then you will keep it in storage wherein it can be stored at a temperature of around 65 degrees or 60 to 6 degrees Celsius. Again, it can be stored in that temperature in that chamber for a long time till you need it for taking impression. Then you have to keep it in tempering. So tempering is done from about 45 to 55 degrees Celsius. See, 55 degrees Celsius is the temperature that one person can tolerate. Above that, it's going to definitely burn the mouth. So you have to reduce the temperature and then load it on the tray. Then you will keep it in the mouth. You will take the impression. So the impression is actually taken by means, see, I told you it's first taken, you'll keep it in the liquefaction, then you keep it in storage, then you'll temper it and load it on the tray. Now the tray actually has certain beadings and an outlet and inlet. So through the inlet, cold water is going to come. it will run through the tray, through the periphery of the tray. It will reduce the temperature of the gel material, and the water that is expelled is going to go out through the outlet. So now let's move on to the properties. So first is gelation. So for most of the materials, the melting and the solidifying temperature will be same. That is, see, at 100 degrees Celsius, above or at 100 degrees Celsius, water can become ice. But again, at 0 degrees Celsius, when the heat is going to come down, from that point onwards, it can melt also. Now, for agar, the liquefaction or the melting and solidifying temperature is different. So the liquefaction temperature is around, I told you 100 degrees Celsius, like we can keep it like that. It's around 60 to 70 degrees Celsius higher than the gelation temperature, which is 37 degrees Celsius. Now, this lag between these two temperatures is called as hysteresis. So, what about the dimensional stability? See, any material which has a sufficient amount of water can undergo this water can evaporate, it can shrink, or it can take in more water and it can swell up. So that can contribute to the dimensional instability. So the distortion can be either because of loss of water. So it can be either syneresis or it can be evaporation. Now, the gain of water in agar, that is imbibition, it's actually dependent upon the amount of water. That is, if you lose 1 ml of water, only 1 ml of water will be absorbed in case of agar. Whereas in alginate, the material tends to imbibe more water than it is lost. It is not dependent upon the amount of water that is lost. So, the dimensional change will result in an inaccurate cast. So, you have to pour the cast immediately. You cannot keep it for some time. So, this material again, it shows varying flexibility. So, a gel has around 4 to 15%, whereas sol has somewhere close to 20%. But the ideal flexibility, or which is satisfactory, is around 11%. Now, this material has high elasticity and an elastic recovery of about 98.8%. So strength, so this can withstand like sufficient amount of stress, like mostly your shear stress. Now, tear strength is not satisfactory. It's around 0.8 to 0.9 kilonewton per meter. Again, compressive strength is also 0.5 to 0.9. Now, the various factors that are going to affect the strength is that composition. So, mainly the agar concentration, the borate and the filler is going to affect the strength of the material. Now, again, the temperature. So, if the temperature temperature decreases, the strength of the material increases. Again, when the temperature increases, the strength of the material is going to decrease. So, they are inversely proportional to each other. Now, this material is sufficiently fluid to allow a good reproduction of the retail. Again, it can reproduce grooves as small as 25 micrometers. So, it's even small dimensions can be reproduced by this material with good accuracy. Now, there is something called as a laminate technique that is done, which is an agar alginate technique, wherein the alginate is loaded on the tray, like the alginate is mixed with very cold water or it's chilled, and then the agar, the syringe material is going to be injected on the tooth surface, like the prepared tooth, and the impression is taken. Now, the agar has good accuracy, so it will record the tooth surface very well, and the alginate is cold, so it gives it like that, it reduces the temperature of the agar, allowing it to set down. Now, this gives more accurate impression than an alginate. It will have less air bubble. You can use a normal tray, you don't need that water cooling tray, all those things. Now, there is something else also called as a wedge field technique, in which the area to be recorded, you're going to just flush it with warm water, and then you're going to take the impression with the agar material. So, what happens is, the surface is hot, so it allows the agar to flow more. It will go nicely into all those details and record them. Now, again, disinfection is done by using iodophore, bleach or glutaraldehyde. Now the advantages of this material is that it is hydrophilic, that is, it is not scared of water, it loves water. So in the presence of moisture in the mouth, it's not going to cause any problem to us. Then it is cheaper and it can be reused. Now it has good elastic properties, so it's going to have good recovery from distortion. Again, it is accurate, palatable, well tolerated, all these making it a very good impression material. Now, like I told, any good material is going to have some disadvantages because it's not a perfect world, it's not a perfect material. So the problem is that though it can be reused, there is very much of trouble with disinfecting this material. So the ability to reuse in a same patient, it's kind of tricky. Then it tears easily, that is, it has a very low tear strength, so it tears very easily, especially in undercut areas where sufficient material is not there to support its weight. Then it cannot be electroplated. So I'll teach you what is electroplating in the next videos. Then it has somewhat less flow unless the temperature is maintained at that accurate level where the gelation can be retarded. Now in these materials, borate is added, so if it is not counteracted by the potassium sulfate, the gypsum is not going to set properly and it can just break off. Now the material has very low dimensional stability, that is, it can undergo distortion very fastly, so you have to pour the cast immediately. And again, only one model can be poured, you can't pour more than one. I hope you guys understood this topic well enough. So it's going to be a very important short note question, and all these properties can be used as MCQs for NEET examination. So if you have any queries, comments, or you want any topic to be explained again, or you want any other particular topic to be given more priority, you can always send us a message in the comment box, or you can contact us in our Instagram page, cracking.n_edu.redefine. So have a nice day. Be safe.